This is Matador News, and these are today's headlines. A fire is still raging near Santa Barbara and is 0% contained. Thieves steal more than $1 billion worth of jewelry from a museum in Germany. And Lamar Jackson continues his MVP performance against the Rams last night on Monday Night Football.
Hello, welcome to Matador News. I'm Amari Martin.
And I'm Yarza Tapia.
Tesla unveiled an all-new electric Cybertruck with an interesting look. The SUV has a box-like triangular shape. CEO Elon Musk shared a video on Twitter of the Cybertruck beating Ford's F-150 truck in an uphill tug-of-war contest. The vice president of Ford responded, asking for an apples-to-apples test, which Elon Musk said, bring it on. At the recent prototype show, the truck was hit with a sledgehammer to show the strength of the body panels. Then they threw steel balls at the windows, but the windows broke. Musk says the windows broke because the sledgehammer to the body weakened the glass underneath, causing it to break on impact. The Cybertruck is expected to be out late next year, but it already has over 200,000 pre-orders. The base price for the Cybertruck starts around $40,000. A clean energy company has found a new way to use artificial intelligence. The company Heliogen uses a field of mirrors to reflect sunlight that generates extreme heat up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. This is the first time that solar energy can create cement, steel, and glass and other industrial processes. The carbon-free sunlight can replace fossil fuels.
Essentially, we take mirrors, and we have a mirror that is reflecting sunlight, but we have 1,000 of them. So imagine the mirrors like this, all in a field, but all precisely tuned with software to reflect their solar beam to one single spot. Now, if you take one mirror and reflect light to a spot, it will get warm. But if you take 1,000 mirrors and have them align exactly to a single point, you can achieve extremely, extremely high temperatures.
The company's biggest challenge will be switching companies who use fossil fuel to Heliogen. Best Buy is predicting a strong holiday sales season. The electronics giant is currently putting up great sales numbers. The company says it made improvements on its online operations, delivery systems, and customers' in-store experience. Best Buy stock price is up 40% this year in 2019, reaching a new high. Now let's hear from our Matador News reporter Daniel Ramirez in the newsroom with more on upcoming crazy shopping season.
Thanks, Tyler. Yes, the holiday season is upon us, a time where families get together to feast as they watch the Dallas Cowboys lose another head-scratcher. Yet, for some, Thanksgiving is the beginning of shopping spree, and many set up camp on sidewalks for the latest deals of all sorts. We asked CSUN students for their thoughts on two more popular of the days of the year, Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
I've always worked on Black Friday, so I don't really have a chance to actually shop. But this year, I do have some time off, so I probably will take advantage of the time I have off.
Not really, but I know that you get really good deals on Cyber Monday, so I'm definitely gonna look into it this time around.
Yeah, I personally do. I always just try to find any deals on video games or electronics. If it's a good price, I'll probably try to get it.
I think that Thanksgiving should really be something we should do for the entire weekend, and I plan on really going out of town to be with my family and spending time to do that because I can go shopping any day, but this is a time for family, and I plan on enjoying that.
I would definitely say that I prefer Cyber Monday. I feel like a lot of us have been shopping online. It's just more convenient.
Millions of eager customers are set to stop shopping malls across America. Now back to Omar James in the studio for News on Health.
An Indiana hospital is being sued after more than 1,000 patients were potentially exposed to HIV and/or hepatitis. The lawsuit on behalf of a patient against Goshen Health was filed Friday. Letters signed by the hospital officials were sent to those who may have come in contact with an unclean instrument between April and September. Goshen Health says a sterilization technician failed to complete a step in a multi-step cleaning process of surgical equipment. A former patient says that's simply not good enough.
Finding out that they didn't follow that, it's unwelcome. It's not. It's life and death at this point. It feels like.
Officials say the chance of infection was extremely remote, but advised patients to get screened for HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. Now, let's go back to Tyler with the latest in entertainment.
Thanks, Omar. Frozen 2 broke the record for ticket sales at the box office this weekend. The movie made $130 million in North America, but it also set the record for the biggest global opening of an animated film, making $350 million worldwide. This year, Disney has had 5 blockbuster films, including Avengers Endgame, Toy Story 4, and The Lion King. Frozen 2 exceeded all experts' expectations. Thanksgiving is approaching, and families are getting excited for the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. The parade is known for its iconic flights of large inflatables, but due to high winds in the forecast, they may not be able to take sail. Meteorologists say the winds are expected to reach up to 30 miles per hour, while gusts could be as strong as 50 miles per hour. Under city regulations, balloons would be grounded if winds reach 23 miles per hour or if gusts exceed 34 miles per hour. Macy's will make the final call right before the parade kickoff Thursday morning. If balloons are grounded, this will be the first time since 1971. Now back to Omar with the latest in sports.
Well, thanks, Tyler. The International Olympic Committee will support the banning of Russia from Olympic participation. The World Anti-Doping Agency confirmed Russia officials tainted evidence during its doping investigation. The agency believes evidence from a Moscow lab was sealed by state authorities and could prove hundreds of doping cases and cover-ups. The agency's expert panel recommended Russian athletes compete as neutrals at next year's Olympics in Tokyo. The panel banned Russia from major international competition, including the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. This is the first major punishment handed out since the investigation started in November of 2015. Now on to the Lakers. LeBron was in his bag last night against the rival San Antonio Spurs.
5 rebounds out to LeBron James, wide open three, lead to 5, and now James for 3. He in some ways to me is like Shaq, so big, so strong, and hits the 3.
The Lakers were down 2 at the half, but turned things around behind a big third quarter. LeBron continued his revenge season by pouring in 33 points, dishing out 14 assists. The Lakers are off to a historic start at a 15-2 and play the Pelicans tomorrow in the Big Easy. And the Rams hosted the Ravens last night on Monday Night Football, but it wasn't much of a contest.
Yes! We got a Jackson 5!
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, there was a Jackson 5 last night in L.A. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson threw for 5 touchdown passes and ran for 95 yards in his Monday Night Football debut to lead the Ravens to a 45-6 win over the Rams. The win further cements Jackson's MVP campaign, and the loss puts the Rams' playoff chances on life support, as they set a disappointing 6-5 on the season. It's fortunate. Thanksgiving is just a few days away, so we asked CSUN students what they have planned and cooking up in the oven for Turkey Day.
So I'm working on Black Friday, and I'm not working Thanksgiving, but so I don't really have anything like planned.
I'm gonna be spending it with my family back at home, so it'll be pretty much all we're gonna do.
I plan to get maybe out of town this week during during Thanksgiving and spend time with family.
I'm glad I'm going to be spending some time with family and just staying home that entire day.
Yeah, so actually I haven't seen my family, even though they live close by. I haven't seen them 3 years, so I'm finally going back to go see them.
You know, I have so much to be thankful for, but I would say what I'm most thankful for is my supportive friends and my family members.
I am also thankful for my family, especially my mother and my grandmother, who are my biggest influencers in hard work, determination, and self-confidence.
I'm thankful for many things in life, but I'm especially thankful for my family and their unconditional love and support.
I am very thankful for my family. Their love and support is second to none, and without them, I wouldn't be the man I am today. Very thankful for that.
These kittens in Ontario, Canada definitely have something to be thankful for. Serenity, a stray dog, was found keeping a litter of abandoned kittens warm. It was a frigid 26 degrees that night, and Serenity kept the kittens alive with only the warmth of her body. When the small family was found, the canine was covered in a thin layer of snow. Serenity is currently up for adoption with applications flooding from all over. We hope you guys get stuffed for Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. From all of us here at Matador News,
I'm Amari Martin.
I'm Yara Zatapia.
Omar James.
And I'm Tyler Ridgel. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Let's take a look into this week's Sundial headlines.
That's right, Kimberly. How's it going?
Everything is going well. Thank you for asking. This week on the Sundial is about the diet issue. And here are the stories. Heal Thy Soul is a vegan brand created by a CSUN student. Also, how a graduating CSUN student overcame with her eating disorders and veganism within the celebrity culture. That's all on my end. Now back to you guys in the studios.
Being a student athlete is hard enough. Imagine having to do it all alone in another country. Valley View News reporter Kaylin Ryan with the story.
Antonio Garcia Fernandez is a student athlete from Spain. He won't let an expired visa keep him from the sport he loves.
My purpose here at season was to run track, but last year the scholarship that got me here ended, and I was faced with the choice of either go back to my country or stay here. My love for track comes from my family. My brother was the one that showed me the way. It worked out really well, and I ended up representing Spain in a few competitions around Europe. My last racing here was in Santa Barbara. I ran there the 60-meter hurdles.
And he won that race.
I'm looking forward for the summer. There I have some competitions lined up with my team, and also if I make the standards, I would be able to run for Spain again, which for me is the highest honors I can get in this sport.
Because of his visa status, he must compete unattached.
I've never been an unattached athlete. It was hard to understand how the process goes.
His old teammates still think of him as being a part of the team.
He's always there to push you. So at times when I'm feeling like I want to give up, he's always there to say, come on, let's do it, we got this.
Whenever I feel like I'm really tired, I can always count on Antonio to give me encouragement. He's not doing it for the money, he's doing it out of the enjoyment for it.
Antonio Garcia Fernandez is the epitome of what it means to be a student athlete. Being unattached doesn't stop him. Rather, it drives his passion for the love of track and field. For Valley View News, I'm Kaylin Ryan.
The Canton Charge of the NBAG League closed the arena as a coronavirus precaution. The Canton Charge is the NBAG League team for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They play in the Canton Memorial Civic Center. Arena officials say they're concerned about people's safety. They also handed out information showing how to prevent spreading the disease.
Although the NFL season is over, semi-pro football is on in Southern California. Valley View News reporter Brittany Smith explains.
If you're missing football in March, then you're missing out on the LaBelle Development Semi-Pro League. Last weekend, the Inglewood Blackhawks played the Santa Clarita Tigers, and for Inglewood, it was their defense that was unrelenting.
It's a lot of captains on defense. Defense wins championship, offense wins games, and without those two components, we wouldn't be where we are today.
The Blackhawk defense shut out Santa Clarita 36-0. Many of the players in this league are former college athletes or developing players looking to take their game to the next level.
I got some experience playing in the IFL, playing in the Arena League and things like that. Playing with the Inglewood Blackhawks, it's a very good organization, and they have a great owner, great staff. From top to bottom, hopefully the XFL, NFL, somebody comes and grabs me.
The team only practices together once a week. Nevertheless, they have a talent that allows them to dominate their competition. They're 5-0 and are the highest scoring offense in the league. Offensive lineman Lonnie Bickham says that lately, team chemistry has come together.
The blocking scheme has improved, every week more and more and more, and these guys are, honestly, for guys that just played together for the first time, it's amazing to see what they can do.
Next week, the Inglewood Blackhawks look to take on Las Vegas as they look to remain undefeated. In Inglewood, I'm Brittany Smith, reporting.
Coming up on Valley View News, Uber introduces a new paid sick leave policy.
Also, South Korea invented an app to track the coronavirus. Stay with us.
Over the past few years, vaping has become a phenomenon. Once marketed as a healthier alternative to cigarettes, now it is at the center of a public health crisis. In the past 6 months alone, the CDC has linked vaping to almost 2,000 cases of a mysterious lung disease. So far, at least 37 people have died. E-cigarettes, especially the hundreds of flavored brands, have become hugely popular among young people. The new National Youth Tobacco Survey found that 28% of high school students said they've used an electronic cigarette within the past month, with Juul being the most preferred brand. E-cigarettes heat oil containing nicotine, which makes the e-cigarettes addictive. They have been sold in the U.S. for more than a decade. In recent years, the vape market has expanded to include products containing THC, CBD, and other compounds. The CDC recommends people consider refraining from any e-cigarette or vaping products. On Point's Joe Williford has the story.
Thank you, Vivian. My guests today are Marcia Ramos, volunteer board member with the American Lung Association and former mayor of the city of Burbank, Jessica Galura, CSUN public health student and intern at San Fernando Valley Partnership, and Dr. Tony Kuo, director of chronic disease and injury prevention, LA County Department of Public Health. How do public health experts make sense of a situation like this? Things seem to have changed so rapidly. What happened? We'll start with you, Ms. Ramos.
I thought 15, 20 years ago that we were headed in a direction to eliminate tobacco use from access by young people, but it certainly has turned.
Going off of what she said, Juul, one of the most popular e-cigarette brands, started back in 2015, and by 2017 they were one of the most popular ones. So it only took, 2 years for the company to really take off, and what really took them off was the flavoring of it.
Dr. Kuo?
Yeah, at least in the last 3 years, we know that probably the e-cigarettes, and including Juul products, probably went under the radar as far as regulation. And unfortunately, I think it became, because of the flavoring, became very appealing to young kids.
Well, we're all out of time, but thank you to all of you for joining us, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are joined now by Dr. Chidinma Chima Melton, Assistant Professor of Pulmonary and Critical Care Medicine at UCLA. What are the potential causes for the recent spike in vaping-related illnesses and deaths?
So I think it's a twofold reason. This has always been there, and we're becoming more and more aware of it. Previously, you'll go to your doctors, or high schoolers, college students would go to their physicians and will ask questions, but no one really asked about e-cigarette use. We'll say, do you smoke marijuana? No. Do you smoke cigarettes? No. And then we'll stop the question in there. It's only recently, with the increase in recognition about the cases, that physicians are actually asking about it. So our sensitivity for it has increased. And so we're finding more and more cases.
Well, thank you. That's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us.
It's been a pleasure. I think it's really important that your viewers are aware of the risk associated with it, because even if you don't vape, everyone has loved ones who do it. And it's important that we try and stop this epidemic in its tracks now.